All right. So, Lewis, you all set?
I'm all ready.
Okay. Jake, you're going to be the team captain on the 60-second round in June 1. So,
Me.
no. Callie?
Yeah.
Well, then you got to be sitting at the head of the table.
Yeah, but I always sit
It's
here.
strategic.
I know. You got like butt imprints in that chair or something?
No one else wants to sit in Joe's chair. June wants chair.
All right. So, Callie will do that one. So. I think we're set. You brought the hard questions, right? Okay.
Some of them.
They're all normally the highest one is 20 points. But he brought the hard ones. They're all worth 250 points now tonight. No, I'm kidding. So.
It's an 80,000 point game.
Okay. Are we rolling recording? Okay. Erase what I just said. There, so. Just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
500.
I have editing powers.
Okay, here we go with the academic challenge. I should get my phone ready to go, huh? So I can keep time. Otherwise, we tend to go long. And then Lewis has a lot of editing to do. This will air Sunday morning at 9:30, Sunday night at 9:30. He will throw it up as a podcast either Friday night or Saturday night whenever he gets them edited. And then, of course, it'll be live on YouTube, and you can go back and watch it on the YouTube as well. Remember the 4-finger rule. If you're farther than this away from the microphone, we can't hear you. So, like Tony, when you're ready to make sure we speak up when we're answering, and we should be good to go. So, all right, academic challenge. This is the 7 p.m. academic challenge for January 26th, 2016. And here we go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Academic Challenge. My name is Ray Gustafson. I'm your host and moderator. Today we're featuring teams from Berrien Springs and South Haven. WSJM's Academic Challenge features scholastic competition involving high schools from around Southwest Michigan. Academic Challenge sponsored by Berrien Springs Public Schools, Lake Michigan College, Lakeshore Public Schools, and the Cook Nuclear Plant. We'll meet our teams. We'll head over to Berrien Springs, and we have our first player with a unusual name. I think we're using a fictitious name tonight, but we will have some fun.
Hello, my name is Junwan Johnson, and I am a senior.
Senior? All right. June 1. I'm not even going to ask.
My name
Next
is
up.
Callie. I am a junior.
Fantastic.
Brady Jr. Matthew Sr.
Fantastic. Over on the South Haven side, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Give me your name and something interesting about yourself. Nice and close to that microphone.
I'm Jake, and
Or something that you like to do. Or
I like to play video games.
play video games. Okay. Welcome.
I'm Josh, and I like history.
History.
I'm Nick. I enjoy running hurdles and track.
Fantastic.
I'm Tony, and I'm currently making an arrangement for a Final Fantasy VII full orchestra.
Wow. And when do you think you'll have that done?
There's still a lot of editing to do. I'm mostly done, but maybe a month or so.
Keep us posted on that for me, would you? Yeah, that'd be fun. So, all right, we got, as usual, the basic rules we need to run down during the first and second halves. We will announce the point value of each of the questions before they're asked. When you do buzz in, make sure you wait for me to recognize you before you answer the question. No consultation allowed except during the 60-second round, and I'll discuss that coming up in a couple of minutes. Again, my name is Ray Gustafson, your scorekeeper and judge. Today, Lewis is joining us. Bill Klein is our normal question reader, and Bill is on assignment. We'll just say that tonight. How's that? So, how you doing, Lewis?
I'm good.
Fantastic. And are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
You know, the teams in the previous academic challenge were not very enthusiastic, and I think this group has got them beat a little bit. So when I ask the teams, Lewis, if they're ready, what do you think the response is going to be?
I'm hoping it's a good one.
You think it'll be good? Okay. So, Lewis, you ready to go?
I'm ready.
Teams, are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
That wasn't much better. Right? You'd think that they would be a little more enthusiastic than that. You know? I mean, after all, you know, that $1,000 prize we're giving out.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. All right. We got our first question ready to go. We've got our scorekeeper, Michaela. How you doing, Michaela? We don't have a microphone on her. She's just got to speak up really loud. There you go. She's got the bell. There we go. All right. Ready?
I'm ready.
Go. Let's begin.
All right, the first question for 10 points. A blue shift in the spiral arm of a distant galaxy would indicate stars in the vicinity to be A, very young, B, extremely hot, C, approaching Earth, or D,
Junwan.
B. Very hot.
That's incorrect.
Finish the question.
Or D. In the process of fading.
Anybody on South Haven want to try that one? Tony, South Haven?
D, in the process of fading.
That's incorrect. The answer is C. Approaching Earth.
All right. Next question.
Another for 10 points. It's a word used by archaeologists to describe implements made by primitive man. For example, arrowheads, pottery, axe heads, and the like. What's the word?
Brady from Berrien Springs.
Artifacts.
That's correct for 10 points. For 5 points, a North American rodent of the squirrel family lives in an underground burrow. Its common name is derived from its distinctive bark. What is it called?
Junwan. Berrien Springs.
Groundhog.
That's incorrect.
South Haven, anybody? Nick's got his finger on the buzzer. He's thinking. No? All right, Jake from South Haven.
Chipmunk.
That's incorrect. The answer is prairie dog.
Oh.
For 5 points, what famous song is based on a poem called The Defense of Fort McHenry?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
The Star Spangled Banner.
That's correct for 5 points.
Nice job.
For 15 points, Franklin D. Roosevelt has received more electoral college votes than any other 20th century president. In 1936, he garnered 523 votes. However, whom did the Literary Digest's poll pick as the overwhelming winner in 1936, based on the results of several million mailed ballots?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
Dewey.
That's incorrect.
Time's up.
Alfred Landon. For 5 points, this book was written by an English thinker during his 12 years in prison at Bedford for unlawful preaching. His name was John Bunyan. What was the book?
Hey, Blake, will you pass the breadsticks? Are you the guy to wash my cup? Yeah? You know the last time you washed my cup, you left a little Beach there, and I had itchy nuts for like 2 days? No?
Time's up.
Pilgrim's Progress.
All right.
For 10 points, when the Martians invade in H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds, they proved to be too strong for man to defeat. What finally destroyed the Martians?
Tony, South Haven.
I should not have done that.
Nope, didn't hit. Okay. Berrien Springs, 5 seconds. Anybody? Brady, Berrien Springs.
A meteorite.
That's incorrect.
It was.
Bacteria or germs?
Yeah, it was. It was.
For 5 points, if a jar contains 8 white marbles, 3 red marbles, and 1 blue marble, then compute the probability that a marble drawn at random will be red.
That's a math question, but Brady thinks he's got it from Berrien Springs.
1 and 4.
That's correct.
For 5 points.
For 5 points.
Good.
For 10 points, Anne Lee, or Mother Anne, as she was called, led a group to Waterville, New York in 1774 and organized a religious sect with which advocated celibacy, common ownership of property, and community living. Identify this sect, which acquired its name because of the trembling caused by the emotional tension of their devotions.
June 1, Berrien Springs.
Quakers.
That's incorrect.
South Haven, 5 seconds.
The Shakers.
What?
The Shakers.
Never heard of it. Doesn't exist.
For 15 points, what sorceress did Odysseus encounter in his wanderings?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
Cersei.
That's correct.
For 15
For
points.
15 points. For 20 points, get your pencils out. 2 cars driven by Allen and Barry, respectively, are 580 miles apart.
580 miles apart?
That's correct.
Okay.
They drive towards each other. Allen's car had traveled 20 miles an hour,
20 miles an hour.
4 hours per day,
4 hours per day.
for 5 days.
For 5
when it met
days.
Barry's car. If Barry drove 3 hours a day for 5 days, what was Barry's rate of speed?
And we're going to, well, okay, Tony thinks he's got it from South Haven.
30 miles.
That's incorrect.
Berrien Springs, 5 seconds. Brady, Berrien Springs.
16 miles per hour.
That's incorrect.
It would be
12 miles per hour.
miles per hour. Okay. All right.
For 15 points, it is also known as electroconvulsive therapy and used particular.
Brady from Berrien Springs
Electroshock therapy.
That's correct.
for 15
For
points.
15 points.
Next question.
10 points. Steinway models include a baby grand, a parlor grand, and which one used by the likes of George Winston, Andre Watts, and Van Cliburn?
From a guy once, Mike Fogarty, no relation. And he said, you curl your fingers down like this at the top, and then you
Callie from Berrien Springs.
A master grand.
Master Grand.
That's incorrect.
Incorrect. Okay, South Haven, 5 seconds.
loosey goosey. Fist, you want a nice tight fist, especially. Look, let's say, imagine this. Imagine my
A concert grand.
Concert. Okay.
For 10 points, the sea is calm tonight, the tide is full, the moon lies fair. Opens what poem by Matthew Arnold?
to you over that bottomless salad that they advertise at that. Maybe you're in Toronto. And you
Brady, Berrien Springs.
The sea.
That's incorrect.
5 seconds, South Haven.
This is astounding. And by the way, the internet went bananas. Doc Rivers knows less than everybody else that tweets.
The answer is Dover Beach.
About 2 minutes left.
For 10 points, finish this limerick. Said an envious erudite Ermine, there's one thing I cannot determine. When a girl wears my coat, she's a person of note. When I wear it, I'm called only...
Callie, Berrien Springs.
Fine.
Incorrect.
South Haven, 5 seconds.
Radio Sports presents the best in high school basketball on Sports Radio 1400 WSJM.
Vermin.
Ooh.
For 20 points, it's a math question.
Get your pencils ready.
A certain cylindrical pencil is 20 centimeters long and a diameter of 1 centimeter. The diameter of the lead is 0.5 centimeters. What is the volume in cubic centimeters of the wood of the pencil?
I'm going to have you repeat that one more time just because it's a math question.
A certain cylindrical pencil is 20 centimeters long and has a diameter of 1 centimeter. The diameter of the lead is 0.5 centimeters. What is the volume in cubic centimeters of the wood of the pencil?
WSJM and online at WSJMsports.com. Good evening, this is Phil McDonald at Lakeview High School in Battle Creek for this meeting between the Lancers and the Spartans. We're going to take a break. We'll come back and start.
Time's up.
The answer is 15 pi over 4.
Anybody close on that one as you were trying to? Brady?
Yeah.
Was that what you came up with? Yeah.
I'd say 5 pi minus 5/4 pi.
That was pretty
That's
close.
close.
Yeah.
I came up with a little doodle.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh. All right.
All right, for 10 points. Technically, it's known as IEEE 802.3. And it's one of the most common sets of local area network standards used with home computers. What is this common 8-letter word for this system used to link computers, each of which must have a card for it?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
Internet.
One more time.
Internet.
Incorrect.
South Haven. Tony, South Haven
Ethernet.
That's correct. Ethernet for 10 points.
for 10 points. That's the end of the first half of today's academic challenge. We'll be back with the score and the 60-second round after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest. All right, let me get scores here.
If you want real hometown service for your grocery shopping, then stop into Harding's Friendly Markets. This is Jessica with Harding's Friendly Markets, and we're not a huge warehouse. We're a full-service store where people still carry your groceries to your car, and our owners live in local neighborhoods. We love our customers, and our customers love our weekly specials.
Hey, don't eat that. Give me that.
It'll be all right.
Eat it anyway. I drew the worst, the most six-armed bad guy.
All right, guys, here's your topics for the 60.
We didn't write those down for you, so Callie and Jake, if you want to write those down.
Crossing the bar.
Give me a second to write them down, too. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Crossing the bar.
Animals.
Animals.
and detectives.
Jake, did you get him? Callie?
Yeah, I
you
got
got him. Okay.
Thank you. I feel like you're. Okay, never mind.
Jake, Callie, you guys ready? You guys ready?
Do we have like a... Okay, got that.
We're ready.
And you guys are trailing. So you get to pick.
Okay.
All right, we're going to go ahead and start with the 60-second round in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Academic Challenge on WSJM. At the end of the first half, the score is Berrien Springs with 50 points, South Haven with 10. Now on to the 60-second round. And teams, you have 3 categories to choose from. We will put 60 seconds on the timer. See if you can answer as many of those 10 questions as you can. Each one of those 10 questions are worth 10 points. And there will be a 20-point bonus if you can answer all 10 within that 60 seconds. You are encouraged to consult with one another. Make sure it's nice and loud so we can all hear you at this point, but the answers need to come from the team captains. After that minute is up, then the opposing team has a chance to answer any questions that the first team couldn't answer. So South Haven, you are trailing at the moment, and we have, so you get first choice of the categories, which are crossing the bar, animals, and detectives. So, Jake, you are team captain. What would you like to choose from?
We're going to go with animals.
Animals it is. Lewis, is there a setup for this one?
There is not.
No setup on this
Nope.
one? So we put 60 seconds on our timer. That 60 seconds will begin as soon as he finishes reading that first question.
What bird can outrun a racehorse?
Ostrich.
That's correct. What fish travels up to 1,000 miles just to lay its eggs?
Salmon.
That's correct. What is the only animal that sleeps on its back?
Pass.
What is the chief physical difference between lizards and snakes?
Legs.
That's correct. Other than for flying, why do birds need feathers?
Warmth.
That's correct. What insect spends most of its time sleeping? It's also called the 17-year locust.
Cockroach.
That's incorrect. What species of shark is the most dangerous?
Bull shark.
That's incorrect. What do we call the liquid inside a skunk's body that makes it smell?
Pass.
What do bees collect to make honey?
Pollen.
That's incorrect.
Okay, so we got 4 correct on that one?
Yep, 4.
4 correct. So Berrien Springs, that means there are 6 unanswered questions for you guys to steal and try to pick up an extra 60 points. So Callie, your team ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, we'll put 60 seconds back on that clock and see how well you can do. So here we go. Here we go, Callie. Ready? Here we go. Lewis, go ahead and start.
What is the only animal that sleeps on its back?
Monkey.
That's incorrect.
What is it?
A man. The human.
The human. Okay.
All right. What insect spends most of its time sleeping? It's also called the 17-year locust.
A cicada.
That's correct. What species of shark is the most dangerous?
Great white.
That's correct. What do we call the liquid inside a skunk's body that makes it smell?
Sulfur.
That's incorrect. The answer is musk.
Okay.
What do bees collect to make honey?
Nectar.
That's correct. Nectar. What is the smallest bear in North America?
The black bear.
Black bear.
That's correct.
All right, that's it. So you got 4. So each team got 4, so each team picked up 40 points in the first half of the 60-second round. So now we'll turn the tables over to Berrien Springs. We have 2 remaining categories. We have crossing the bar and detectives. What would you like to choose?
We are choosing crossing the bar.
Crossing the bar. Lewis, do we have a setup for this
Yes.
one? Go ahead
Yes,
and
we
read
do.
that setup first, please.
Crossing the bar. Identify these words which begin with bar.
Say it one more time.
Identify these words which begin with bar.
Words that begin with bar. 60 seconds on that timer. That'll begin with Lewis reading the first phrase or quote, I guess. Okay, here we go.
Figaro's occupation.
Bartender.
Baritone.
That's incorrect. A device for measuring air pressure.
Barometer.
That's correct. A round, bulging vessel, often containing 42 gallons.
Barrel.
That's correct. A large building for storing feed and farm animals.
Barn.
That's correct. A uncivilized person.
Barbarian.
That's correct. Building to house soldiers.
Barracks. Barracks.
That's correct. A silver white metallic element of the alkaline earth group.
Barium.
That's correct. The lowest grade of the peerage in Great Britain.
Pass.
A male singing voice.
Baritone.
That's correct. A three-masted ship with the foremost square rig and the main mast and mezzanine fore and aft rig.
Barge.
That's incorrect.
Okay, that's all of them. So we have seven that we ended up with. So South Haven, that means there's three that for another 30 points we can grab on that. We'll put 60 seconds back on that timer. Jake, you ready to go?
Yep.
Think you got those three?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. We don't even know if we need to put 60 seconds, but we'll do that just because then we'll make it official. And 60 seconds begins when he reads that first one.
Figaro's occupation.
Bartender.
That's incorrect. He was a barber. The lowest grade of the peerage in Great Britain.
Pass.
Berrien.
And the last one?
And a three-masted ship with the foremost square-rigged and the main mast and the mezzanine mast fore and aft rigged.
Got anything?
Not very talkative tonight. No?
Pass.
All right. It would
It's
be?
a barkentine.
All right. Barkentine. All right. So I didn't pick up any points there. So South Haven ended up with 40 points altogether in the 60-second round, and Berrien Springs picked up 70, 80, 90, 110 in that one. So we'll have the scores. That ends the 60-second round, and we'll check the scores, conclude the game next here on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest. All right, give me a minute here to calculate.
I can taste the end of these things now.
Lakeshore and Lakeview. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. First of all, for the Lakeview Spartans, and head coach Steve Wickman coming in at 2-6 in the season, 1-3 in the Eastern Division of the SMAC. You got at guard Gavin Homer. Homer is a 5'8 senior, along with C.J. Foster. Foster a 5'7 junior. The forwards are 6'5 senior DeLeon Graham, along with 6'4 junior Cooper.
Jake, you got something to read?
Yeah.
So, Callie, do you have something to read about your school?
Brady's going.
Brady's going to do it? Okay. Sounds good.
Plus, I don't know how to read.
Gibson Archer, a 6'2 senior. Jake Boucher, a 6' senior. The Lancer forward is 6'7 junior Max Gation.
Sky.
6'11 senior.
Actually, that's a Skittles joke.
What?
Yeah.
No, it's
No,
I understand
no
it's
substitutions coming in? Okay. Guys ready for the second half?
I realize it.
All right, here we go. So we got Brady and Jake doing it. Okay, here we go. Second half in 3, 2, 1. And we're back on the Academic Challenge on WSJM. The score at the end of the 60-second round. Berrien Springs at 160 points. South Haven is at 50. Time now to find out what's happening at each of our participating schools. We'll start on the Berrien Springs side, and we're mixing it up a little bit, so Brady's going to tell us all the exciting things at Berrien Springs.
Greetings from Berrien Springs High School. We are getting ready to wind up our semester with semester exams this week, ending in half days Thursday and Friday. The boys wrestling team will compete at St. Joseph High School on Wednesday, January 27th. We would like to congratulate Garrett Cleveland on his 100th career pin and wish good luck to Ramiro Williams, who is looking to earn his 10th pin this weekend. We will be holding our Winterfest the week of February 1st, with girls and boys home basketball games against Parchment to close out the week. Our Quiz Bowl team will be competing at the History Bowl at St. Joseph's Catholic Schools in South Bend on February 6th. We would like to give a special shout out to two of our Shamrocks, the new Miss Berrien Springs, Sienna Wales, and the new Miss Benton Harbor, Natalie Gullidge. Good luck to both of you at the Miss Blossom Time pageant. Before we close, we would like to thank Lake Michigan College, Berrien Springs Public Schools, Lakeshore Schools, Cook Nuclear Plant, AEP, and the radio stations of WSJM-FM 94.9 for sponsoring this event.
Fantastic. And you're welcome. Glad you're here.
And it's 110 pins, actually.
110?
Just 100?
It's just 100, isn't it?
Oh, well then.
Yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't really.
I don't know. Let's make that a question. All right, over to South Haven, Jake. Lots of great things going on. Tell us about it.
First off, we'd like to say good luck to South Haven students on their midterm exams that begin tomorrow. Congratulations to the boys basketball team with their recent win, moving their record to 9-1. The South Haven Fine Arts Group would like to see everybody at the high school on March 18th at the Performing Arts Center for the performance of Annie. We'd also like to thank our sponsors, Berrien Springs Public Schools, Lake Michigan College, Cook Nuclear Plant, and Lakeshore Public Schools.
Fantastic. Glad you're here. So, guys all ready for the second half? All right, remember to get nice and close to those microphones, and we'll begin. I've got my timer set to go. Lewis, you ready to go? I'm gonna do it one more time, just to see if they've picked up any more enthusiasm.
All right.
Enthusiasm. See, I can't even say it because I'm so flustered right now. So, teams, are you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Yeah! Right, that's what I'm looking for. All right, make sure you write that check for $1,000 for them when we finish up, Lewis.
I actually already cashed.
Are you cashed it already? Michaela, our sound lady.
Just got to buy more red vests.
Is that what it was? Okay, here we go with the second half on the academic challenge, and we're ready.
All right, for 10 points. Classical antiquity designates a general historical period starting with the earliest recorded history of what country?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
Greece.
That's correct for 10 points. For 5 points, the New York Review of Books called this novel the best documentary account of an American crime ever written. They were referring to which Truman Capote book?
Matthew, Berrien Springs.
Bonnie and Clyde.
That's incorrect.
South Haven, I'll give you 5 seconds.
The answer is In Cold Blood. For 10 points, get your pencils out.
Is this a math question?
Yeah.
So we're going to read it twice.
A car traveled 3 miles south, 9 miles east, and then another 9 miles south. What is the straight line distance in miles between the point where the car started and where it stopped?
Say it one more time.
A car traveled 3 miles south, 9 miles east, and then another 9 miles south. What is the straight line distance in miles between the point where the car started and where it stopped?
Tony, South Haven.
12 miles.
That's incorrect.
Berrien Springs, 5 seconds. Brady, Berrien Springs.
14 miles.
That's incorrect. The answer is 15 miles.
15. Yeah. That's what I had.
Hey. For 10 points, it's equal.
Try it again.
Yes. For 10 points, its equatorial region revolves in about 25 days, while its polar region takes 34 days, and specialized instruments are needed to detect those periods. Name this heavenly body located 8 light minutes from Earth.
We have June 1 from Berrien Springs.
Oh, I forgot that was my name. Mars.
That's incorrect.
He's using a different name tonight. So
Alias tonight.
So, yeah. South Haven, I'll give you 5 seconds on that one if you want to buzz in. With Tony from South Haven.
The sun.
That's correct for 10 points.
Nice job.
For 15 points, Dante placed in the same circle of hell as sexual perverts. What sort of person of which Shylock from The Merchant of Venice was one?
The June 1 from Berrien Springs.
Bankers.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yep.
For 15 points.
Oh, cool. All right.
For 5 points, the talent management company, WME IMG, has acquired the Miss Universe organization from what man?
Callie, Berrien Springs.
Donald Trump.
That's correct.
The Donald Trump.
For 5 points.
The Donald Trump. And his hair too.
That's a different person.
For 10 points, what nation recently closed the primary land route for migrants into Central Europe, saying it's taking matters...
June 1?
Turkey.
That's incorrect.
from Berrien Springs. So South Haven, we'll give you 5 seconds.
Let me finish the question.
Oh, finish the
Let me
question.
finish the
And then we'll
question.
give them 5
Yeah.
seconds. Okay.
Saying it's taking matters into its own hands to stop the flood of refugees.
Tony, South Haven.
Germany?
That's incorrect. The answer is Hungary. For 15 points, he recently unveiled plans to build a rocket manufacturing plant and launch site in Florida, next to NASA's Kennedy Space Center, to join the effort to open a new frontier in human space exploration. Who is the internet mogul?
June 1 from Berrien Springs.
Elon Musk.
That's incorrect.
South Haven? Anybody?
Jeff Bezos.
Okay.
For 5 points, what nation recently declared that its main nuclear complex was operating and it was working to improve the quality and quantity of its weapons, which could be used against the United States?
Matthew, Berrien Springs.
North Korea.
That's correct, for 5 points.
Nice job.
For 10 points, recent satellite images indicate that China seems to be undertaking proprietary work for a third airstrip in disputed territory in what body of water?
June 1, Berrien Springs.
The South China Sea.
That's correct, for 10 points.
They're building islands. It's cool.
For 15 points, President Obama will break with tradition and not stay at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel, which was acquired by a Chinese firm in 2014 during the UN General Assembly, scheduled for late September. Reportedly, due to concerns over what?
June 1, Berrien Springs.
Possible war with China.
That's incorrect.
South Haven, anybody? 5 seconds.
Chinese espionage.
That's right.
For 15 points, what nation has vowed to continue accommodating more than 2 million people fleeing from Syria and Iraq, its war-torn southern neighbors, and welcomes any more who come?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
Israel.
Incorrect. The answer is Turkey. For 10 points, Red Cross organizations condemned an attack in what Himalayan nation by anti-government protesters during unrest over a proposed new constitution?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
Nepal.
That's correct, for 10 points.
Good.
For 10 points, according to a Forbes poll, which NFL team was recently named the world's most valuable sports franchise?
Recently named?
That's what it
That's
says.
what it says. Brady, Berrien Springs.
The Broncos.
Incorrect.
South Haven. Pick a team. Okay, Josh, what do you think?
The Seahawks.
That's incorrect. The Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys. Yep. About 2 minutes left, people.
For 10 points, in an art heist that went undetected for years, 9 original silkscreen prints by this artist, worth about $350,000, were stolen from an LA film business and replaced with fakes. Who was this pop artist?
Nobody? June 1, Berrien Springs.
Andy Warhol.
That's correct, for 10 points.
Look at that. See? Was that a guess?
No.
Okay. No. That was if it was, that was a good guess. All right.
For 10 points, every year corporations and small-scale farmers in Indonesia use the illegal slash-and-burn method to clear vegetation for palm oil, pulp, and paper plantations. The smoke is causing trouble in Indonesia and its neighbors, including what city-state?
June 1, Berrien Springs.
Singapore.
That's correct, for 10 points. For 10 points, India is the world's second most populous country. Indonesia is fourth. Which country is the third?
Callie, Berrien Springs.
The United States.
That's correct, for 10 points. For 5 points, destroying part of the Grand Mosque and killing more than 100 people, a crane collapsed in which Islamic holy city?
June 1, Berrien Springs.
Istanbul.
That's incorrect.
South Haven, 5 seconds.
He finds Adams. Adams to the free throw line to Hanlon. Back out to
We have Jake from South Haven.
Jerusalem.
That's incorrect. Mecca.
Jerusalem? Nope. Mecca, you said?
Mecca.
All right. Good guess.
For 15 points, what kind of disaster recently killed 7 people in Utah's Zion National Park?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
Fire.
Incorrect.
South Haven, anybody? Time's up.
A flash flood. For 5 points, President Obama has issued a stern warning on which country's spying tactics?
Cali, Berrien Springs.
China.
That's correct for 5 points.
For 5 points. So, all right, on the Berrien Springs side, we do have to come clean. Junhuan, let's say your real name just so people know who you are. So
Trent Steele.
Yeah, Trent is. So we were having some fun with a different
Joseph
name
Johnson,
tonight, so
actually.
yeah.
Hello.
Well, you know what, Lewis? You're supposed to respond when I say that, Lewis. So you know what? Yeah.
What?
You know what?
No.
That
what?
does it.
That does it.
Yeah, that's the end of the academic challenge match. We'll tabulate the scores and announce the winners after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's great Southwest. All right, let me get the scores in here, guys.
Give me some of these. Wonderful.
Distribute them.
And then we'll do the wrap up. Okay, let me do the wrap up quick here, and then we'll put a caboose on this. So here comes the wrap up in 3. Hang on, guys, real quick. In 3, 2, 1. We're back on WSJM's Academic Challenge to announce today's winner. Thank our sponsors. And the winners by a score of 260 to 60 is the team from Berrien Springs. Congratulations. And congratulations to both teams, of course. Thank you all for joining us on WSJM's Academic Challenge. It's always brought to you by Lakeshore Public Schools, Lake Michigan College, Berrien Springs Public Schools, and the Cook Nuclear Plant. Join us again next week at this same time as Berrien Springs and Coloma go head-to-head on Academic Challenge.
alternate possession is going to give it to Lakeshore. His presence down low by Braden Burke. Burke has it along the near sideline at midcourt.